Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the new 23-24 Erin Condren teacher planner items with you. I hope you'll stick around and join me as I go through all of these awesome products. So this year I'm going to start with all the accessories and then finish up with their teacher planner. I'll put timestamps down below, so if you want to move around in the video, please feel free to do that. But let's go ahead and start with all of these accessories. First up is this beautiful vegan leather champagne folio. This is in their large size. It's going to be large enough to hold your 8.5 by 11 teacher planner. So let's just slip the planner in here. You can see it fits nicely with height, and then you do have this beautiful pocket configuration over here. This has a magnetic closure on the top pocket. You could put ink pens or even some of their new dot markers in here, hall passes, restroom passes, that sort of thing over here. And then the planner does sit nicely in the middle. There is a pin loop that's elasticized on this little flap, and then when you close it, like this. Beautiful, beautiful option if you're looking for a way to protect your planner. Now, I will tell you, most of the time at school, I just have mine out. It might be nice to use one of these, I guess, in my tote bag, but most often I just have my planner out like this, which I can kind of talk about how I use this layout later when I review the planner, but this is my to-do list column. So typically my planner's open, folded in half on my desk like this, but this is a nice folio option if you wanted to protect your planner as you're traveling with it. While we are here, we're gonna try another thing that I consider an accessory, which is their interchangeable covers. So let's get rid of that bookmark. Obviously this is in the new Inspire theme by Etta V. They did send me this Education is the Greatest Opportunity, and also one of their new snap-in vegan leather covers, which I have not tried yet. They are available for the life planners in the 7x9 size. I just haven't purchased any of those. So if you are not familiar with Erin Condren, all of their covers are punched, so you can remove them and put them back on or change them out, which is a fun way to update your planner for the season. If you want to, change one for the fall, change one for the spring, if you have a Christmas one you like, and you just push these in. Now, sometimes they come, this is how, being real with you guys, sometimes they don't punch these where the little pieces fall out, so you'll have to go through like I am right now and just make sure that all the lamination is out of the holes, and then it will go onto your coil a little bit easier. But since it's brand new and it hasn't been put on before, it's still kind of stiff. All right, now that I have that on, you can see what that looks like. It's a really beautiful floral and kind of a pinkish background. And then of course you get the other side. I'm not going to take the time to switch out the back, but I did want to show you that. And then I'm going to take this one off and we'll look at the new snap-on vegan leather covers. Now these look like you're not going to have that problem if it's the first time putting it on, because the leather teeth that goes around the coil, it's just a different material than that laminate. Yeah, that went on very easy. That is so beautiful. So you'll also notice that they are offering the multicolor coil in the 11.5 by 11 teacher planner as well. So if you fell in love with this coil with the life planner launch, that is going to be available for your teacher planner. So the inside of that just has like a cardboard material with their asterisk pattern in the background. And again, you do have the back cover to change out as well. Okay, while we're here, Let's also look at another accessory, which is their snap-in teacher dashboard. So this is going to snap onto the coil just like the planner covers that I changed out, and you just snap it on the coil. Sometimes you have to kind of do each individual little piece if there's a snag. But then after it's on, it turns just fine and it's going to stay. I've never had any issue with these falling off the coil or moving around. So on this particular dashboard, you have a Monday through Friday large box, Saturday and Sunday share this little section down here. Then you have a before school routine area and after school routine area. And then on the back, you have 6 planning boxes, create hope for tomorrow, and then there is the Etta V and Erin Condren branding down here on the bottom right. But this is a new option if you are a fan of their snap-in accessories. This is another snap-in accessory. It's their to-do dashboard for teachers. Again, it's two-sided. It's just a little bit smaller in profile. So here's the first one. And then here's the second one. So it's about half the size, but this one has room for copies, grading, people you need to contact, and then on the reverse, just a to-do list and a looking ahead section. So I think both of those are really nice options. And I did want to mention that when I use these, I just write on them with a permanent marker, like a Sharpie. And then when I need to erase them, I use rubbing alcohol and a paper towel to get the permanent marker off. And they hold up really well. Another option they're offering this year is this notepad. So you do get several sheets. The paper, I think, is their recycled paper, so it's not quite the same as the paper in the planner. You have an in my classroom list, contact, prep, and then just a notes section down here. Of course, like an educational themed background. Love the square root sign, being a math teacher, and some really fun mechanical pencils and rulers and such. But this would be a nice notepad, in my opinion, just to keep out on your desk. I do want to see if it will fit in this front section. I think it's too large. Of the folio. Oh, maybe not. So that hangs over just a little bit. Let's see how this closes. Oh, guys. Yep, you can totally put that notepad in the front of your folio here, and then it still has plenty of room to snap closed. And then, of course, when you open it, then you would have your notebook right next to your ink pens or writing utensils. Okay, let's take a look at their updated teacher record book. This is 108 pages and it is a 7x9 size. They used to offer this separate record book on a coil, so it looked just like their notebooks or life planners. I think this year this soft bound is going to be the only option. I could be wrong on that, so you might want to look and see. And if I find a link for the coiled option, I'll put it down below as well. But this is their record book, and it does have the Etta V pattern on the front and back. And then when you open it up, it has your title page. You do get room for your class schedule, classroom events and dates, a communication log, graphs for making seating charts or notes, and then you go right into your student checklist page. So on the left, you have room to write the names. You can, of course, fold this over so that you don't have to keep rewriting your student names if those don't change. And then you just have lots and lots of record pages. Now, oh, this is nice. So after your last set of checklist pages, you do get several ample amount of lined notes pages. So that's really nice. So now I'm old enough that I taught in the time when we didn't use an electronic grading system. So of course I used the checklist pages in the back of my planner for grading. But I've also been around long enough that we moved over to electronic grading, where students can log on and see their grades in real time. I always kept a grade book, a paper grade book, in conjunction with that electronic system. And let me tell you, electronic systems are not perfect. And so there were times that I had lost grades or they didn't save. And thankfully I had everything in a paper planner, and then I filed these at the end of the year. So just an option if you're like me and don't trust the technology 100%, it is nice to have a backup paper copy as well. So let's move on to their designer sticker book. This is updated this year. This is their Cool for School sticker book, and this is edition 7. So these do pop open to the top this way, and then these stickers are made to work in their teacher planner layout. However, I do use these in my life planner as well. These are really perfect for up here on the top of your lesson plan pages. You do have some to-do list stickers, which fit nicely over here on the notes column of your month view. You have some rectangle stickers with some really beautiful apples with an asterisk on them. And then these are kind of like a transparent sheet. And you have a whole row of meeting stickers, a whole column of conference stickers, testing, and IEP. Now, I'm probably in the minority. I was a special ed teacher, so this is not going to last me very long for IEPs, but it is nice to have that option in here. You also have another sheet of those transparent-like stickers with some field trip, personal days, assemblies, development, I'm guessing that's like professional development, observation, planning, tutoring, library, early release days, and then some break begins and break ends. This is really nice too. You have birthday stickers, so if you wanted to list your coworker birthdays or even the birthdays of your students, you could do that. And then they also have some stickers here that have the lines where you can write a stop time and end time. This next page has like long strips of stickers. I always used these on my month view for long weekends or breaks. Have some functional stickers here. I use these usually to mark like no school on my monthly, so it stands out really well. Some functional like bullet journal stickers with the push pins and the check marks. These are on more of like a transparent paper, but they are gold foiled. Habit tracker stickers. So again, you could use these in your teacher planner or in your life planner. Couple of larger rectangle stickers, and now you're at the end of the book. So that's a nice little option if you want to use some stickers in your teacher planner. They do also have a washi set for teachers this year. Again, you don't have to use these just in the teacher planner. If you have children and wanted to use like the apples in your own life planner to mark some school stuff, I could definitely see people doing that. This is the rainbow apple washi set. So you do have a rainbow washi, which I think is so pretty. See what that looks like on the paper. And then we have the apple version. So pretty with the rainbow watercolor design. You have a thin one that says inspire, teach, and learn. And then one that says to grade. Oh, this one has different sayings on it. So let's pull this one out. We have 2 follow up on, 2 grade, 2 copy, 2 prep. So you could literally like put this down and trim it to say whatever you needed it to say. But that's another thin washi that comes in this particular set. Then we have this teacher sticky note box set. So this would be nice just to sit on your desk, but you do have several options. Let's take all of them out and look through each one. So we'll start at the back. You have this priorities and prep. There is a room for a date up at the top. You have a prep grade contact. Oh, I love this one. Love, love, love. A lot of times too with scheduling, my planner is open to my monthly page. And these would be so cute to just stick on. And then when you're at the end or of the day and you've done your prep grade contact, you can take that off and throw it away. We have those. And then there is this today's top 3 section. So it looks like you have maybe room for 3 days and then the 3 top items. And then you could put like your schedule in the middle section. You have a apple set with just the pink background. You have a to-do list option. And then a before school, after school. And then lastly, just one with the Etta V Inspire print with the apple. They're really nice. And then of course they all slide into this little box. You wouldn't have to carry it in here or leave it in here, but you could if you wanted to and just leave it on your desk. So that is the teacher post-it note set. And I'm going to leave this one out for our next little section. We're going to talk about some new writing tools. This first set I'll share with you are their dual tipped list markers. A lot of people used these in their gradebook section. You have a hot pink that has a check mark and just a black marker on the other end. You have a square in the aloe color with a black marker, a teal check mark with a lagoon marker, an orchid checkbox with an orchid marker, navy check mark with a black marker, and then you finish up with a gray checkbox with a gray marker. I had actually purchased a set of these and my son snagged them up and he loves doodling with them. But you can see it is a nice way like to make those perfect check boxes. I should probably keep this set for myself and then start using them on my sidebar. I am a special ed coordinator for district after teaching high school special ed classes for 13 years. So I do use an Erin Condren teacher planner, but I use it a little differently than I did obviously when I was in the classroom setting. But my sidebar always has reevaluations, annuals, and open files on it so I can stay in compliance with timelines. And I could totally see using these, especially the gray checkmark boxes next to the student name. That way, when their file was completed, I could check it off. Oh, that one's really pretty too. It's a fun little option. And then you could use these for grading as well. We'll wrap up here with the last check mark. All right, so that's a look at those. And then they also sent me this dual ink, dual tip highlighter pen set. I've actually reviewed these before in another video, like as a full pen testing. So I'll go ahead and link that video below if you really want to see how these hold up on the Erin Condren paper. That video was a little bit more in depth. Now for my favorite part, let's look at all the details of the new planner. So obviously this option that I have is their larger 8.5 by 11 size. Again, you do have that multicolor coil option, which should be like a $10 upgrade. They also still offer platinum, rose gold, and gold if the multicolor is not your jam. I do still have this vegan leather snap-on cover on the front. And then the inside has the Inspire colorway. So same as in years past, you open up to your title page, and then you have an all about me section for your name, school, year, email, phone, and address, room for classroom resources and upcoming professional development, 2 open boxes, and a space for classroom events and dates. And then this section is untabbed, but the next section has this contact tab. I absolutely love their Mylar coated tabs. They've always held up really well for me and I've had no issues. And the font on them is easy to read, which my old eyes appreciate. So this next section is, of course, your contact section. You have 2 pages for the date, name, and the reason you contacted the person. And then you go right into your 23-24 yearly overview. I just think this Inspire colorway is so pretty. I did get the Inspire vertical life planner. So a lot of these elements like this are exactly the same on the teacher planner, obviously just a little bit larger. So pretty. You do have your yearly plan. Now, the only thing that I wish that they would change about this is the start date. So most people obviously get a academic start. So July, maybe August start. And I wish that they would flip-flop these 2 pages. So I wish that they would put the July through December over here and then the January through June on this side, because that's how our school year flows for, I would say, the majority of people in education. So what I do is I literally just ignore the fact that these would be reversed in my mind, and when the school year gets here, I start in July, use this page, and then when second semester starts, I go ahead and jump onto the January page. You do have a graph section next. So I always used these for my sponsorship pages. So when I was the National Honor Society sponsor, I had, all of the student information on one page, projects, mapping on the other. I had one for freshman class sponsor, girls varsity club, but you could definitely use these for seating arrangements or other things in your classroom as well. You do get some lined notes pages, and then this is where the book is going to start repeating that layout pattern, right? So your first tab here, this one starts in July. You have your July notes page, what I call the July dashboard. I love that they added some of these little quotes up here this year. Spread joy, it's contagious, the Etta V pattern. And then you're going to turn. Your tab does take you to your month view, which I really appreciate. I utilize my month pages in this planner just as much, probably even more than I do my lesson plan pages. So nothing has changed here on your monthly calendar. You have your header on the top left, some design element across the top. It is a Sunday start with a Saturday end. You do have your lined notes column still on the right-hand side and the upcoming month mini calendar down at the bottom. And then you're going to turn your page to your lesson plan pages for that month. A long time ago, guys, these pages were not dated. So they have been for a few years now, and I appreciate that. So we have the first week of July here. It is a vertical planning layout. Some people put their dates across the top and then change these to the sections. I don't do that, which again, I'm a special ed coordinator now, so I use these pages a little bit differently. What I do is I have my running to-do list over here in this open column, and then I am in 3 different buildings for the district, so each building gets their own column, and I usually write on these little bars. So reevaluations, annuals, and then open files, and then what I need to schedule, like domain meetings. So for example, this would be our elementary school, and I could quickly see what's going on or what I need to schedule for that building. Over here on the left, I always put my meetings for the day in this first column so that I can easily just open up and see on Monday I have these 4 IEP meetings or whatever. And then this one I usually use as a waiting on list, which for my job, a lot of it is waiting on a caseworker or someone to return my phone call or fill out part of the IEP, and then I can check it off. And then this column, since it's up against the coil and it's the hardest for me to write on, I typically don't put a lot of stuff in this column. But this side is full usually, and then my meetings columns. So that's just how I use it as a special ed coordinator, and I thought I would share that with you all while we were on the pages. So you do get all of your weekly planning pages, and then you have 2 lined notes pages at the end for the month, and then the pattern's going to start repeating. So you have your August dashboard notes page, your August calendar, and then you're going to go into your planning pages for August. Now, I don't want to show you every little single page because you get the idea, right? But let's go ahead and look at the end of the book. So this starts in July and ends in July. And then at the end of your last month, you still get your 2 lined notes pages. Then they give you another set of lined notes pages, and then your checklist tab. So we have your grade book. So if you didn't want to carry around a separate grade book, you can add additional checklist pages to the back. Honestly, I have never ran out of pages before. They give you an ample amount. So you have all of those checklist pages. And then you're to the back of your book. So you have like this branding page. You do get several sheets of coiled on stickers, which I appreciate. I like having these actually coiled onto the planner because when I'm at staff meetings, if there's going to be something, I can just grab a sticker and mark it in my planner. And the stickers do like bring my attention to specific things. So I appreciate that they are there as an option. And then at the back, you'll have your double-sided pocket. This is a nice laminate material. Of course, it's gorgeous with that Inspire pattern. And then you can add up to 3 sheet protectors, which they have done in this book for me. I did not get to customize this, which is fine, but I wanted to tell you about the specs. So I always added the maximum, which is 3. And then in the back here in these sheet protectors, I would put like our bell schedule, our early release schedule, our calendar for the entire school year, all of those things, which hold up really nicely for the duration of the planner. And then you saw me pull these out. These are actually holiday stickers. And that's another option that I like that they switched. So you'll notice on their calendar pages, there are no holidays, right? It's just like open box, which I appreciate because that's more space for me for planning. But if I did want to add any holidays in, I do have that option with these stickers. So let's turn to July and grab one of those first holidays so you can see how they fit. So we have July 2023 up here, and this first one is Independence Day. You'll notice that it has the date on the sheet so you know where to put it, but the date isn't actually on the sticker. So this would be on the 4th, and they do fit next to your date on the page. But if you did want to put all the holidays in, or just the holidays that you observe, you could do that with this sheet. This sheet does come with your planner. All right, guys, that is a review of the upcoming teacher planner for 23-24. I've been using this specific planner forever, even longer than I've used their life planner. This was my first Erin Condren planner, and it just works really perfectly for me in the classroom and as an administrator now. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for joining me. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out.